we're back. I made a video about Chapter 5 to see how good it was and where we stand with Chapter 5 right now. But on that video, someone commented saying Season 1 had a better Battle Pass than Season 2, which I do not agree with. But that got me thinking, which season is actually better? So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go through rounds, to really figure out which one is better. If, you get 1 point for beating the round. So let's get into it. Round 1, the loot pool. So the loot pool was great in both seasons. In Season 1, they added some of the strongest guns ever to be added, aka the Striker AR and the Frenzy Auto shotguns, which both got mythic versions, that was so much fun. Season 1 also added my favorite SMG in the game, which is the Thunderburst SMG. But Season 2 was also great. It had an amazing loot pool, which added the Great Reaper Shotgun and the Warforged AR. Those two guns combined are honestly really crazy, and the Warforged is very underrated. Both seasons had almost the same healing items, but in Season 2 they added the Banana of the Gods, which made you run faster and took away fall damage, as well as healing you over time. So, because of the legendary banana, Season 2 gets the point for this round. Round 2. New stuff. Okay, so both seasons added a lot of new stuff. Season 2 offered the river sticks that let you dash, and they're still here in Season 3 actually. And Season 1 added new medallions that you get from fighting bosses. And speaking of bosses, both seasons had a lot of them. Season 1 had a total of 5 bosses, and Season 2 had only 4. So, Season 1 wins, right? Wrong. See, you have to take into account the way they handle their bosses. In Season 1, they were just walking around, and when to crack their shield, more guards would spawn, and their shield would replenish. Gosh dang it. But in Season 2, you got time to loot up. Then, you could summon the bosses by smashing a pedestal once you're ready. Also, the bosses in Season 2 had different phases that would make them stronger. Also, people would kind of hate me if I didn't mention this. Season 2 had 3 Greek mythics and, other stuff. But I'm not really going to touch on that because I don't want to. Yeah, that's it. But I honestly think Season 1 handled this a little bit better. Handled bosses a little bit better. Because instead of getting time to loot up, you were forced to use whatever you could find. And it was harder making it worth. It was like a risk-reward situation. And Season 1 definitely... It was way harder to get the bosses, so it felt more rewarding, and honestly, they just handled it way better in Season 1, in my opinion. So the point goes to Season 1. Okay. So the score is 1-1. Whoever wins this wins the who is better situation. Round 3, the Battle Pass. The question that started it all. Which season has the better Battle Pass? So what we're going to do is compare each tier of the Battle Pass to really find out what season is better. Season 1. Season 1's first champion is Hope! And from Season 2, we have Cerberus. Okay, this is it's just so easy. Cerberus wins. Point number 1, 2... Greek gods and myths and mortals. So, tier number 2 or skin number 2 is Oscar versus the skin that we won't name. And again, another easy one. Oscar wins, giving 1 point to Underground. It's 1-1 in the Battle Pass battle. Poseidon versus Vengeance Jones. This is tough, but Poseidon wins in the long run. This gives another point to Myths and Mortals. Medusa versus Nyssa. Nyssa wins. It's kind of simple. Medusa had so much potential, but just fell off. The next skin is Montague versus Zeus. Then Montague wins. It's easy, giving another point to Underground. Artemis versus Peter Griffin. Okay, so this was a little tricky at first, but at the end of the day, I pick Artemis over Peter. So we give that point to Myths and Mortals. So we're all tied up, and now we're at the tier 100s. Valkyria or Hades. I want to say this was hard, but it wasn't. And because their built-in emotes were so similar, we're just basing this off their skins alone. Okay, so the winner of the Battle Pass battles is Hades and Myths and Mortals. Now, that means Myths and Mortals are ahead by 1 point, giving them the edge to beat out Underground in the long run. Honestly, I kind of thought Underground would win this, but I guess not. Final score is 1-2. Myths and Mortals winning. Well, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I guess, I'll go.